I realized that we'd been remiss in checking in with the women of MAGA and what they're up to. Kylie, play the first clip of Melania, who we haven't seen in quite some time.
Throughout my life, I have harnessed the power of love as a source of strength during challenging times.
She harnesses love as a source of strength during challenging times. And I wonder what challenges Melania these days. She got a $40 million documentary from Jeff Bezos. She doesn't do jack shit as the first lady, which, I couldn't care less. And here she is. I mean, are you kidding me?
She's harnessing love. Here's what I was just thinking driving a couple days ago. Jeff Bezos paid her $40 million for this documentary to follow her around as first lady. She hasn't even been in the White House that I'm aware of. I mean, it is like crickets. She is MIA. And to be fair to Melania, if Donald Trump was my husband, I'd be anywhere but where he is. But for her to sit there and talk about love when we all know she's married to a malignant narcissist sociopath is just too rich for my blood.
How hilarious would it be if Bezos hoodwinked and it was like Melania, and then you heard the and it was like First Lady Elon Musk, our new documentary, and it followed him around with little X and getting on Marine One and melting down on a safe space Fox News. Would that not be the greatest thing? Jeff Bezos, if you genuinely love America and the billions of dollars this country has made for you, please grow a pair and make that documentary. All right, next up we have the Secretary of Agriculture, Brooke Rollins. And I want to remind everybody, she's the one that said, if egg prices are too high for you guys, get you some chickens.
Right.
Get you some chickens in the backyard and just get your eggs that way. Here she is on Fox split screen the day after the tariffs are announced, trying to spin this yarn. And for those of you that are listening, on one side, it has the Dow and all of these limp dick red arrows going straight down. And listen to this jet stream of bullshit she is trying to peddle on Fox.
Now, certainly the economy will be adjusting. The negotiations will continue. We are really, really excited and very grateful to President Trump's leadership and being willing to be bold and fearless in facing some pretty big policy challenges around the world.
So what is the impact on farmers then?
Well, we'll see, right? I mean, we're negotiating. Now we move into some significant negotiations. I mean, I've got a great chart here.
Oh, God. So, I mean, the split screen, we're so grateful to President Trump. And literally millions of people are watching their 401ks plummet. And a lot of these people, it's not millions and millions of dollars. It's earnest income that they put into the stock market, into their IRAs, into their 401ks, and then their employer matched it so that they can retire and enjoy their grandkids and probably hate watch Fox News. And that's what they're watching. That split screen, to me, is the epicenter of MAGA. Facts on one side, bullshit propaganda on the other.
Have you noticed how many of these people go on? They know this is an economic disaster created by Trump. And they sit there, oh, we thank him. He's so bold. It's like they have to constantly stroke his ego because he is such an insecure titty baby. And the fact that she wheeled out her chart there, I mean, fuck off, all the way off.
Trump and all of the presentation and the show and tell presidency, like, we have a chart, therefore it must be true.
Right.
Look at my executive order. This means it must be legal. And it's just performative bullshit. But here is the juiciest tea of all tea. Trump can't quit Laura Loomer. She's back, you guys. Put this up. Let me read this to you. Okay. Yashar Ali breaks this news. Laura Loomer met on Wednesday with President Trump in the Oval Office, where she pressed him to fire national security staff members whom she deemed disloyal to him. Trump may act on some of Ms. Loomer's recommendations. Loomer walked into the White House with a sheaf of papers which amounted to a mass of opposition research attacking the characters and loyalty of numerous NSC officials. She proceeded to exclude excoriate them in front of their boss, the National Security Advisor, Mike Waltz, who was also in the meeting. And I want to remind everybody, Mike Waltz was recently discovered to have followed Big Dick Bottom on Twitter, Big Dick Bottoms, plural, on Twitter. And then when this was exposed, he unfollowed it. And a lot of you were asking in the comment section when we exposed this, is this a real story? And it was. Google it and you will see it. It's been reported, and he did, in fact, follow that account. But Trump cannot quit Laura Loomer. He loves conspiracy theorists. They're eating the dogs, they're eating the cats, and she has finagled her way back in to ash chew, because Trump loves that.
Right.
To ash chew and belittle people in the White House. And it's interesting to me that the story dropped within the last few days that Trump was starting to distance himself from Musk. She vociferously attacked Musk, and now she's squeezing her way right back into the White House.
It's so impossible to believe that in the Trump administrations, plural, we've had the pillow guy in the White House dispensing advice. We've got Laura Loomer in the White House dispensing advice. But we are getting rid of scientists and experts and economists. We don't need those people. We just need people who say what Trump wants to hear. I mean, it's jaw-dropping when you think, can you imagine if even like somebody ridiculous coming in to the Obama administration or Biden's administration, like the My Pillow guy? I mean, we've got Rudy Giuliani rolling around the White House. These people are bottom feeders. They would no more be in the White House than the man in the moon if we didn't have a convicted felon in the White House. And it's a disgrace to the office.
I want to say something. I think I would rather support a Mike Lindell than I would a Target. And here's why. What Target does is more insidious. They play both sides. They jump on the DEI, the Black Lives Matter, the gay pride, and they say, we're a store for everybody. We're a store that supports equal rights. They play it both sides, this moral duplicity. Mike Lindell is batshit crazy, lost his fortune because of his batshit craziness, because he believes in it. At least he has some conviction in his crazy. It's far less insidious for me than these oligarchs like Tim Cook, who went to the inauguration. He fucking knows better.
Yeah.
He knows better than to do that. Jeff Bezos knows better. But to see that you would go kiss the ring, but I'll tell you who doesn't do that. The women of the left don't do that. These MAGA women do that, and these oligarchs do that. But you have Melinda Gates, Lorraine Powell Jobs, so many others, women, Christy Walton of Walmart, standing up and saying, we will not kiss the ring. We will not bend the knee. But these women that I'm covering here in this week's Checking In on MAGA Women, they are riding the coattails of all of these brave women that fought for equality, that were still fighting for equality. They're helping dismantle all of that progress. And that is what's so disgusting to me. The moral duplicity is what grosses me out than somebody who just parades on crazy 24/7, 365, because at least I know that's what they are. It's the people that try to have it both ways that are the most dangerous, the most insidious, in my opinion. Next up, we have Karoline Leavitt. Here she is. I've noticed she's ditched her cross. Pumps pointed that out to me. And I think she's ditched her cross so that she can be meaner and lie with a little bit less Jesus in her mind. And here she is completely being a mean CUNT on the news after the tariff announcement. Listen to how diabolical this bitch is.
Effectively implementing tariffs while also...
This won't be painful at all for American people and consumers, Karoline?
It's going to be, there's not going to be any pain for American-owned companies and American workers because their jobs are going to come back home. And again, as for prices, President Trump is working on tax cuts to put more money back into the pockets of Americans. He's working on...
Not going to be pain. That is just so inherently untrue. Do they think that these industries are just going to pop up?
Right.
You know, that this is going to be a DIY project and all of a sudden these big manufacturing jobs are going to be here. The world is globalized. And it's all, we've always had trade and exchange of goods. This whole isolationism is so harebrained. It's so stupid. And the reason Trump is attacking the economy is because he wants all of these leaders to be beholden to him. And he has these crazy lady sycophants out there trying to spin this shit to make women feel good about it. And it is a ruse and it is a scam. And Karoline Leavitt is a total charlatan, compulsive liar, nut job.
I completely agree.
I wish she'd keep her cross on.
I do too.
Because I would rather the Mike Lindells fucking own your crazy, own your hypocrisy, bask in the sunlight in it. Don't try to have it both ways. That's the most disgusting, weak part of a human being when they try to play both sides. Fucking pick a side and live in it.
Well, this woman, I have just absolutely had it with her. She sits up there and lies, and people ask her, reporters ask her questions. The experts say this is going to happen. Well, that's not going to happen. There's not going to be any pain. And it's like, you are sitting up there lying to everyone's face, and you know it. You don't have a good answer, and you just continue to shovel horseshit. It makes me infuriated, which I know he's had a long line of liars in his press secretary. She just gets under my skin the absolute most.
All right, next up, we have Alina Habba. I think she's been very jealous of Kristi Noem and the cosplay.
Yeah.
And now she has donned a U.S. Marshal outfit, put up the image. Here she is in New Jersey doing some U.S. Marshal cosplay with Doc Marten boots as though those are tactical.
Right.
And this to me is exactly what I think is at the heartbeat of MAGA and all of its leaders. You have the emojis in the Signal chat. These people have fantasized about power without doing the work, the grind in, day out to be a learned person and be an expert and understand what expertise is. They want to jump over all of the grind and grit that you have to go through to be an expert, to be a leader in your field. And they just want to put on costumes and they want to start a Signal chat and they want to do all of this tough guy shit. And these ladies want to do all this tough guy shit, put on these costumes. She would piss her pants. In another scene, it shows her and some other marshal arresting what they call a gangbanger and then photographing that and putting that out. Now, listen, gangs are a huge problem, but to use that as a prop when it's already insinuating that the person is guilty, and they're all smiling for the camera. This is fascism. These are buffoons that want to skip over the hard work, that just want everything has probably been parachuted to them their whole lives. And then they get this power and they want to fire all the experts, put on costumes and pretend that they're badasses. And it's pathetic.
Well, as you know, I've been furious with white women since the election. And I look at these 2, 3, Kristi Noem, you put all of them in there. They are a symbol of the problem, of the internalized misogyny of MAGA. They sit there and they are cruel and they know better. And they continue to do it because they are still worshiping the patriarchy. Those women like that set women like us back every single day. And it is sad they don't have more balls than to stand up for what's right and other women. And instead, like you said, they are giving all these MAGA white women a permission structure to be willfully ignorant and cruel. And it's disgusting.
But this with women, I've been mad at white women for a very long time. As a liberal and an atheist in a red state, I have seen this moral duplicity up close and personally my entire adult life, where people they like to go hang out with their gay friends for a happy hour. But when it came time for them to vote during the George W. Bush, John Kerry election, they sold their gay friends down the river. And this has been going on for decades. When they want to watch sporting events, they cheer for all of these elite Black athletes and rah, rah, sis, boom, bah, go OU, go Alabama. But they vote against equality and civil rights for these people. And this has been going on a very, very long time. The women that enable racism, homophobia, and white supremacy, now they are in these positions of power where women like Ruth Bader Ginsburg, Hillary Clinton, Gloria Steinem, Susan B. Anthony, and many before them, many before them, the suffragettes fought so hard for them to be in these positions, and these privileged white women that sit around and go to yoga and go to Starbucks and run carpool. They don't give a shit about anything until it personally impacts them. And that is white privilege. Their privilege allows them to not have a conscience about others. And I've seen it my entire adult life. So white women have an incredible amount of work to do. People need to raise their sons better. They need to raise their daughters better to believe in equality. It's a very basic thing, but it's not a part of like privileged white experience in America. They make their kids believe in exceptionalism, and it is a cancer. All right, subscribe to our channel. We're trying to get to 1 million subs, and we'll see you all later.